Good evening and welcome to the July 12th meeting of the Lowell License Commission. Secretary, when was the meeting posted?
Yes.
Number one on the agenda.
With respect to acceptance of meeting minutes for the June 21st meeting,
Move approval.
Move for approval by Commissioner McCarthy, seconded by Commissioner Donahue. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, the motion carries.
Commissioner,
Secretary
put
Nguyen,
on our meeting agenda is a hearing on the application filed by LD Holdings LLC, doing business as Bar 74 Lounge and Grill, alcoholic beverages restaurant licensee at 7678 Merrimack Street for change of manager of record to Scotty L. Foreman of Lowell. Respectfully request the commission to consider License Commission to vote on whether to enter into an executive session to comply with, to act under authority of Mass General Law, Chapter 6, Section 172.
let the minutes show that I will be recusing myself upon advice from legal counsel on this matter.
Move for executive session.
Second.
Roll call.
Members of the commission,
Roll call.
yes. Commissioner McCarthy,
Yes.
Commissioner Krieger,
Yes.
Commissioner Howe,
Yes.
Commissioner Donahue,
Yes.
4 yeas, 1 abstain. Commission will go into an executive session and will return to regular session soon. just want to get Cliff seated. With the commission entertain
I
a
will
mo-
entertain a motion to return to regular order.
Second done. Okay. Commissioner Howe?
Yes.
Commissioner McCarthy?
Yes.
Commissioner Krieger? And
Yes,
Commissioner Donahue.
but we don't have a motion yet, but go ahead.
4 yeas.
Okay,
Commissioner Krieger said he would entertain a motion, and then somebody seconded it, but nobody made the motion.
Motion to return to regular session.
Seconded.
all right, you want to do your roll call now?
Commissioner Krieger?
Yes.
Commissioner McCarthy?
Yes.
Commissioner Howe? Commissioner Donahue? Yes. 4 yeas.
All right. Let's entertain the proposed appointment. Please present yourself, name and address.
Scotty Foreman, 25 Nesmith Street, Lowell, Mass.
Okay, so, Mr.
No, your name and your address.
Oh, mine.
Yeah, you.
Attorney Travis Jacobs, 36 Bromfield Street, Suite 502, Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
Okay, so Mr. Foreman is the proposed manager of record to replace Mr. Healy at the LD Holdings location, DBA Bar 74. Mr. Foreman has been an employee there for quite some time, and relatively recently he took over as the sort of security manager. And since Mr. Healy was determined not to be the manager of record in and around mid-March, Mr. Foreman has really stepped up and taken some management responsibilities. He has been very integral in keeping things running smoothly at Bar 74. I'd point out that since March 6th, I don't believe there have been any violations or any issues with Bar 74, which is approximately 4 months. I think that is something to note. Mr. Foreman has 3 young daughters. He's very much looking forward to this opportunity, and he's also a very motivated, articulate, and intelligent young man who I think is going to do very well for the bar.
Do you want to tell us, Mr. Foreman, your previous experience? Do you have any as a manager?
As a manager, I do not have any previous experience, but I have over 20 years of customer service experience.
In alcohol sales?
Not in alcohol sales, but in sales in general.
You're tip certified?
Yes, I am, sir.
Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, who will be your immediate superior?
Who would be my immediate superior?
Right.
It would be LD Holdings, so it would be Lauren.
You need to step a little closer to the
Sorry.
mic.
It would be LD Holdings, Lauren.
Anybody else?
Mr. Foreman, you have no hospitality experience or education that, according to what you put into your application.
As far as any hotel or restaurant, no. But like I said, I do have over 20 years of customer service experience.
I see,
And
absolutely, I see that.
and I've worked at Bar 74, which was previously Mill City, for over 3 years as well, so
And do you have any security training?
absolutely. Because I've done private security prior to even me working there, where I was trained as well. And I received training on the job training since I've been with Bar 74.
And where was that?
It was in-house. We brought somebody in-house, and we had a outside guy come in and train us.
It was not at another place, it was at Bar 74?
Yes.
And outside training came in to you?
Absolutely.
Okay, you didn't take any courses or
No.
training session at any
No,
place
not-
other than within Bar 74?
No.
Okay, and how long ago would that training have been?
I would have to say within the past year, maybe last winter maybe,
Last winter.
November, December.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Foreman, what are your duties and responsibilities currently?
Currently, I help out with the day-to-day operations from, like, to be honest with you, I've done every job in the place. So from security to bar backing to fixing the DJ equipment. I mean, I've done everything.
Do you handle the payroll?
I have, yes. I have assisted with handling the payroll, absolutely.
And what do you do regarding the payroll?
As far as the payroll, that goes into, counting the money at the end of the night, deposits, making sure that the bar is stocked, change, general payroll duties.
Do you handle any of the payments to employees?
That I don't.
Who does that?
The owner does, LD Holdings.
Lauren DeSalvo?
Yes.
I'd like to question her. I don't have any more questions for Mr. Foreman.
Yeah. Don't leave Mr. Foreman.
Please
Hi.
state your name.
Lauren DeSalvo.
Mr. Salvo, what happened to Paul Palladino? You had applied on his behalf to be the manager, and he's abruptly refused to do so. What happened there?
I don't, you do? Okay.
So Mr. Palladino, unfortunately, engaged in some sexual harassment activities with a female bartender. There were text messages demonstrating, showing what those were. There's also a video of Mr. Palladino directly behind a female patron who is bent over. So those things were unacceptable. And when the harassment issue was brought to Ms. DeSalvo, she spoke with the bartender, and the decision was made to terminate.
Well, I just want to explain that when I did confront him on the issue, he became pretty belligerent and defensive and angry, and, oh, I did not. And I tried to explain that I had text messages, screenshots of what he sent to my female bartenders, and he just, flew off the lid.
Approximately when was that?
It was the week after the hearing here. It was after Cinco de Mayo, the week after that.
And he had been working there for a matter of months. Isn't that true?
No, for about a month at the most.
Wasn't it since March?
No, I met him on April 7th, I think. Interviewed him on April 7th.
So he was working there over a month?
Approximately 1 month, a little under that.
So after you discovered this conduct and Mr. Palladino was no longer going to be the manager, what steps did you take in order to get another manager? Because that was back in May, and now we're here in mid-July.
I interviewed close to 15 people that I found from Indeed.com, and I couldn't determine whether or not they could handle the job, that they were driven enough, that they would be dependent enough. Some people just didn't show up. I got text messages, I'm not going to be there tonight, and that is unacceptable. So I need somebody who's going to be there all day, during the day, when I need them at night, and I just wasn't finding that. I didn't get anybody who is dependable enough.
And so the last manager of record that you had was a David Healy, is that true?
True.
And,
Actually, it was Paul Palladino for about a week.
okay, before Paul Palladino, David Healy. And David Healy has been in here several times, and he testified that he quit in November. And then I believe the testimony from you was that he was taking money from the tip jar. So really, we've got David Healy quitting in November, and now 8 months later, we're still without a manager.
Dave was working. He was working as a manager up until March 3rd. I
Well,
mean,
he
that's-
submitted a statement that he
I know.
quit in November.
I'm fully aware of
Right.
what he said, but I mean, I have
And-
text messages to prove that he was doing managerial jobs.
And on the application for a manager, where it says applicant statement number 4, and that you signed this, and it was signed when Mr. Healy was applied for and was when Mr. Palladino. I understand that upon the approval of the application, I must notify the licensing authorities of any change in the application information as approved by the licensing authorities. I understand that failure to give such notice to licensing authorities may result in sanctions, including revocation of any license for which this application is submitted. So that's a very serious statement that you're certifying, and I don't think that was done after Mr. Healy quit, and then we've got Mr. Palladino. So my next question is, Ryan Wynn sent you and your council a letter on May 29th stating that we're going to give you 6 weeks to get a new manager. You come in July 10th at 2 p.m., and you came in July 10th at 3 p.m. So why did it take so long to get a new manager for this establishment?
Well, I literally was looking for the right person down to the last minute. And the only person that I can depend on and trust and know for sure that he's going to do the right job is Scotty.
And when did you
Honest.
determine that you wanted to submit Mr. Foreman's name?
Last week sometime. We spoke about it in detail for a few hours over the phone.
I have no other questions.
Mr. Salvi, you still living in New York?
I have a driver's license there, but I spend most of my time here.
How much time do you actually spend at the establishment?
Hours, you mean?
Are you there every day?
Almost every day, yeah.
So you're living locally?
I'm sorry?
You're living locally?
Yes, I am. I'm staying up here more than I'm staying at home.
So who managed the establishment between the time that Mr. Pellegrino left and this gentleman was?
Scotty's been doing everything throughout the whole time.
Okay, thank you, that's all I have.
And Ms. DeSalvo has also been there.
Excuse me, Counsel?
Since Mr. Palladino filed his application to be removed as manager of record, Ms. DeSalvo has been there. So,
Mr. Foreman, I think for me, the key issue is culture. And if you're the manager of record, you have to set the culture. And the culture has got to be one where people have fun, but the rules are followed. Do you follow what I'm saying?
I couldn't agree with you more.
Have you-
I'm from the city, born and raised. I perfectly understand the culture, sir, and I understand exactly where you're coming from.
Have you read our rules?
Yes, I have. I'm trying to get myself more familiar with them, but yes, I have read the rules and regulations.
You realize that we're going to be watching.
I have no problem with that, sir. My job is to try to change things and turn things around and make things better so we don't have to come in front of you.
I have another question for Mr. Salvo. The payroll, the last time you were in here, I know Mr. Healy testified that everything was cash under the table. Has that been rectified?
Yeah, that was just for him, because he refused to give me his information. Everybody else is on Sure Payroll. It's a paychecks division.
And are they employees or independent contractors? Are you issuing a 1099?
No, W-2s,
All right, thank you.
employees.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Counsel, normally when I see an application, there's some resume that would give us confidence of the person's ability to hold the job. All I'm seeing is a very limited application that's here, which includes nothing in the entertainment, hospitality, restaurant, bar at all experience in that field. And it gives me great concerns, having had you and the bar here a number of times with difficulties that you've had. And I'm not seeing this candidate, and I appreciate the fact he's from Lowell. It gives me something that he knows the city. But my confidence in having the ability to run a tough place, a business, any liquor establishment is a tough place to run, work, and I don't know whether he, based on what I'm seeing in this just limited application, suffices to give me confidence that there is an ability to run the bar.
I should probably add, you may recall that at a recent prior hearing, we mentioned that Ms. DeSalvo had hired a private security company. I actually met with that gentleman on Tuesday. He has a lot of experience. I think he's going to be great for these locations. He's bringing in current and retired police officers. They're going to be there on the nights this place is open. I think between the two of them, obviously this private security company is going to be handling the security side of things, door, checking IDs, making sure that people are behaving themselves inside. There'll be people, located throughout the premises, as well as Mr. Foreman, with his experience at this location, and just what he has shown in the last 4 months. I think the two of them are going to be able to get it done. I wish that I had Mr. Torres here today, but he couldn't come tonight. He was here on Tuesday. I don't know if you saw him sitting in the back, but I think this guy knows what he's doing. And I do think that the support he gets from that independent security company will be enough to keep this bar from being before all of you. And as much as I enjoy talking to you, I'm sure you're getting tired of my face.
Who is the independent security company?
His first name is Joe? Is it?
Jeff.
Jeff Torres. And it's On Point Security.
On Point Security.
On Point Security.
And they've been retained
Oh, yeah.
to
Yep.
be security for the building?
Correct. In fact, when I spoke with him on Tuesday, we were talking about his game plan, his strategy, how he handles things. The guy seems very serious, so.
Do I have a motion? All right, so it's either we approve this gentleman or we throw Mr. Salva back in the water to swim around and find someone else, and we have no manager of record. So I'll put out the motion that we accept Mr. Foreman as the manager of record. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
I need a roll call. Would you like a roll call?
Not particularly. Does somebody want a roll call? Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Krieger?
Yes.
Commissioner McCarthy?
No.
Commissioner Howe?
Yes.
Commissioner Donahue?
No.
2 yeas, 2 nays.
Doesn't pass. I'm very sorry, but
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
I would make a motion at this time that we allow Mr. Foreman, through council, to resubmit an application for manager of record if we have in writing both his experience that he has in the field and that that we get something on what the security plan that he as manager and those that will be working with him have for the bar. But I think that the application that was before us tonight is very limited, and I have concerns that, as I said, this is a business in downtown Lowell that needs to have some good guidance. I want to see that good guidance, and based on just this limited application, which on one page in the back I note, says License Commission of the City of Boston even making application. So I would entertain Mr. Foreman coming back if he can show a resume that gives me more confidence in his ability to manage this establishment, a very busy place to run.
I'll second that, Mr. Chairman.
I'm sorry, what?
I'll second that.
Okay, so can you restate it again so that I'm clear of the short part?
I would entertain Mr. Foreman's application being resubmitted with details of his resume, his experience in the bar and restaurant
History.
management. I'm sorry?
Work history.
Well, work history, but I want to see especially anything that will give us confidence that he'll have the ability to run the bar, because that's the motion, but as Ms. DeSalvo said, she's having trouble finding candidates. I see she has a willing candidate, but I need more faith.
Okay, so made and seconded. Are we willing to accept that de facto Mr. Foreman will be Mr. Salvo's ramrod until we meet again?
There's no manager of record, as I
No
see it.
manager of record.
Right. How she employs people, I suppose, is in a position other than manager of record is up to her.
Can you do this by the next meeting?
When's the next meeting?
Couple weeks?
July 26th.
I don't know if I can appear for July 26th, but I can get it to you before July 26th.
August 9th is the.
You got a suitable substitute?
50 years married.
For me? There's no substitute for me, Commissioner Krieger.
Just so the commission's clear, on July 26th, we're having our hearing before the ABCC on the 10-day suspension with respect to Bar 74. That's at 1:30 in the afternoon. Whether we can be complete and get back here in time for the 6 o'clock meeting, probably, likely, but I'm not sure. But I just wanted to give you a heads up about that.
Everyone should make their best effort.
I can make that. I knew I had something on the 26th, and that's it, so.
All right. Motion on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
For July 26th.
July 26th. Thank you all very much for your time. and-
Commissioners, I just have a question. When do you want the submission by the applicant?
I figure Mr. Nguyen will contact them immediately and pick a suitable date.
Respectfully request the application be filed that Monday of that week, which I believe would be July 23rd, if it's possible, or Tuesday morning, July 24th.
You guys got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I now yield the chairmanship to Mr. Dakota.
Thank you, Commissioner Krieger. Next on the agenda, please.
I trust the
Proceed.
commission has no further need with the assistant solicitor at
He
this
may
time.
leave. He may leave.
Thank you.
Proceeding with the next item on the meeting agenda, we have item number 2, which is now a public hearing, which would be open for commentary by those in favor and against, on the application by Mill City Cheesemongers LLC, doing business as Mill City Cheesemongers, Elizabeth A. Falk, the manager for the LLC, for for the transfer of the malt beverage and wine only package store license from the licensee Bear Camp Inc., doing business as Tuno Benny Wine and Cheese Cellars, Wendy Wilkins, president, and a change of the location of the premises, which currently is at 58 Prescott Street, unit number 3C, and change that address to 250 Jackson Street, which is known as Mill Number 5, unit number 453.
Is someone here to represent? Just state your names for the record.
Mr. Chairman, if I may also just point out that this was an application that required abutters to be notified, and I do have an affidavit to that effect.
Thank you.
Okay, good evening, Commissioners. For the record, my name is Angelique Eliopoulos with the law offices of Eliopoulos and Eliopoulos at 9 North Road in Chelmsford. Here on behalf of the applicant today, Mill City Cheesemongers, LLC, in both of the applications that Mr. Nguyen just mentioned. With me tonight is the applicant, Elizabeth Falk, who's the owner of the LLC, the proposed manager under the license, and the owner of the great store at Lowell's, Mill Number 5, Mill City Cheesemongers. I don't know if you need her to state her name for the record.
She can say hi.
Okay, I can do that. Good evening, my name is Elizabeth Falk, and I am the owner and manager of Mill City Cheesemongers.
Good evening.
So she can certainly share anything about her business that you want to know if you're not familiar with. By way of a brief background, Ms. Fox started her career actually in the world of environmental law as a practicing litigator. To me, made the smart move of moving into specialty foods, opened up her store. She's the executive director of the Massachusetts Cheese Guild, member of the Sustainable Business Network of Mass, and an active participant in the local food movement. The store provides catering, gift boxes, they host events and classes, and maybe it's just because I cannot have any right now, but when I think of cheese, I of course think of wine as well, as do many of her customers, and so it was the natural desire of Ms. Falk to apply for this license once it became available. And so, to that end, we are here before you seeking that license to complement the experience for her customers. We've provided the application, so I believe you have all the information you need. Of course, we're happy to answer any questions that you might have. I do have one more green card that came in this morning I can certainly submit. But we're happy to be before you, and thank you for considering our application.
Thank you, Counselor. Questions from the board?
What type of classes do you have?
We offer essentially guided tastings. So we do Cheese 101, we do some pairing classes, cheese and tea, cheese and chocolate. Obviously, we'd like to do cheese and wine, but just kind of an opportunity for small groups of people from the community to get together and learn a little bit about the food.
Right, and approximately how many people would be in the class?
I usually try to limit them to about 8 people, just to keep things under good control.
Thank you.
Just one question.
Commissioner Donahue?
Access to the building, what are your hours going to be? Because I'm familiar with Mill Number 5, but I don't think it's open every day, is it? And-
The mill is open every day. Coffee and Cotton, which is the coffee shop there, is open
Okay.
7 days a week. We're currently open 5 days a week.
Okay, great, thank you.
No doubt. All right. Before we approve, we'll go into a public hearing. At this time, we'd like to open up the public hearing. Anybody like to speak in favor? In favor? In favor? That portion of the public hearing is closed. Open up the public hearing. Anybody like to speak in opposition? In opposition? In opposition? Hearing no one, that portion of the public hearing is closed. What is the wish of the body?
I'll move approval.
Move approval by Commissioner Donahue, seconded by Commissioner Howe. All in favor signify by saying aye. 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 Anybody opposed? Well done, Counselor. Want to wish you the best of luck in your new venture.
Thank you very much.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ray.
Proceeding with number 3 on our meeting agenda, we have the application filed by Nicole Blum of Carr's Cider House, a farmer winery, for a license to sell wine at a farmer's market at the premises of 250 Jackson Street, Mill Number 5, this being the 4th floor, on Sundays commencing January 1st through December 30th, 2018. The hours are 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Good evening. State your name for the record.
My name is Nicole Blum.
How are you tonight, Nicole?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Tell us about what's going on.
So we're a farm winery out of Hadley, Massachusetts. We make hard cider and cider products that are not alcoholic as well. And we've been doing farmers markets for about 6 years under the farm winery law, I guess. We're allowed to be permitted through the Massachusetts Department of Agriculture and Resources to sell at farmers markets, sample and sell for off-premise consumption.
How long you been in this business?
7 years.
Very good.
Yeah.
Just on Sundays, right? Is that what we're doing?
For here, it'll be just on Sundays.
On Sundays here. Okay. Questions or comments from the board?
It says 1 January. Have you been selling already?
No. I'm not sure why it says 1 January. I think I was just doing the whole year. Was that for me?
It's fine.
No, haven't yet.
Move approval.
Move approved by Commissioner McCarthy, seconded by Commissioner Krieger. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Good luck.
All right, thanks.
Have fun. Thank you.
Proceeding with the next meeting agenda item, we have the applications for a special one-day license to dispense wines only. Jim Diamond, of the Executive Director of the Brush Art Gallery and Studios, 256 Market Street. He has filed for artist reception, which is scheduled for Saturday, August the 11th, 2018. This is Something Borrowed, Something Blue exhibit. Then there is the follow-up with the summer VIP reception on Thursday, August 16th, 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Then there is the Saturday reception to be held September 29th. That is 40 Years Lowell National Historic Park exhibit, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And lastly, he has an artist reception annual members show exhibit for Saturday, December 8th, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Good evening. State your name for the record.
Good evening. My name's Jim Diamond.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Very good. You got a couple of events going on here?
Yes, I do.
All right. I know you've been in front of this board many times, so you know your responsibilities of being the manager record. Do we have any questions or comments from the board? Move approved by Commissioner House, seconded by Commissioner Donahue. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Jim, good luck with your events.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Proceeding with number 5, we have application for special one-day license to sell, dispense malt beverages and wines only, or either one. For ratification, members of the commission, I have issued licenses to Tabitha Garnett, the catering manager of Aramark, for events at the Allen House, 2 Solomon Way. First event was the Residency Leadership, Tuesday, July 10th, 2018, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And the second one was Victoria's Going Away Party, Wednesday, July 11th, 3 p.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Why don't we take a vote for the ratification? Motion by Commissioner Donahue, seconded by Commissioner Howe. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Now proceeding with applications by Tabitha Garnett, the catering manager of Aramark, for the Elaine Majors Retirement Party, which is scheduled for Thursday, July 26, 2018, from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Allen House, 2 Solomon Way. We also have Jenna Simone for events at Mill Number 5, 250 Jackson Street, the 4th and 5th floors, A Little Bazaar, which are scheduled events for Saturdays, starting with September 1st, then followed by September 8th, September 15th, September 22nd, and the 29th of September, October 6th, October 13th, October 20th, October 27th. Finally, we have November 3rd, November 10th, November 17th, November 24th. The hours would be from 12 noon to 4 p.m. each day. Then there is the month of December. There are 3 dates, December 1st, 8th, and the 15th. Hours would be 12 noon to 5 p.m. each day. We have Penny Hammergas of the Worthen Cafe for an enclosed parking lot at 152 Worthen Street for the Lowell Folk Festival. That would be Friday evening, July 27th, from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m., and Saturday, July 28th, from 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. We also have Craig Faulkner of the Wap and Weft. It's an enclosed outdoor area at 197 Market Street for the Lowell Folk Festival for Friday, July 27th, from 5 PM to 12:30 AM, Saturday, July 28th, from 11 AM to 12:30 AM, and Sunday, July 29th, from 11 AM to 6 PM. And last, we have Brenda Fomba, who is here for a wedding cookout to be held at the Shed Park Pavilion, Sunday, September 2nd, 2018, 2 PM to 8 PM. Board of Parks had granted her permission to use the Shed Park Pavilion and also to request of the License Commission a one-day beer license.
Thank you, Ryan. I know it's tight up there. Could everybody just state their name, please?
Tabitha Garnett.
Hi, Tabitha.
Craig Faulkner.
Greg Wyatt.
Jennifer Simone.
Hi, Jennifer.
Penny Humorgus.
Brenda Fumba.
Hi, Brenda. How are you? Good. Tabitha, all set. Jennifer, have you held these licenses before, correct? Yep. I do remember. Penny, you're a veteran at this. Brenda, you've been here before, correct? In front of us? For the permits, right? Yes, all right. Greg, you're a newcomer, right?
First time.
All right. How's business?
Good.
Heard you're doing very well.
Yeah, it's nice.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Do you understand your responsibilities of this license?
I do.
You do. We have any questions for this board?
I do not.
All right, does the board have any questions for any of the applicants?
Move approval.
Move for approval by Commissioner McCarthy, seconded by Commissioner Krieger. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Enjoy. Make a lot of money. Take care.
Commission will now proceed with number 6 on our meeting agenda. We have application for special events permit for amplified outdoor public entertainment. Is Joseph Carrero here? Joseph Carrero, who is representing the Mariachi Foods, Inc., doing business as El Potro Mexican Grill for sound system for the Lowell Folk Festival, Saturday, July 28th, from 6 PM to 11 PM. That's in a closed outdoor area in front of 124 Merrimack Street. Penny Hammergas of the Worthing Cafe for sound system for the alley patio at 141 Worthing Street for the months of June, July, August, September, October 2018, from Sunday to Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Thursday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. Also, Penny has filed for the sound system for the Lowell Folk Festival for the Friday, July 27th, 6 p.m. to 12 midnight, and Saturday, July 28th, 12 noon to 12 midnight, and Sunday, July 29th, from 12 noon to 6 p.m. for the enclosed parking area at 152 Worthing Street. We also have Sandy McNamara of the Centerville Community Coalition for a sound system for the National Night Out, scheduled for Tuesday, August 7th, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., the outdoor grounds at 77 Beauvais Street. And last but not least, we have Ted Panagiotis of the Athenian Corner Restaurant and Lounge for sound system for musicians, July 26th to July 29th, the patio parking lot at 207 Market Street.
Everyone state your name for the record, please.
Sandra McNamara.
Hey, Sandy.
Joseph Carrero.
Hi, Joe.
Penny Humorgus.
Much better, Penny. Much better.
Teddy Panagiotis.
Captain LaFeria, any issues with any of these applications?
No issues.
Questions or comments from the board? Mr. Panis, will you be singing at all at any of these events?
No.
I would.
That's good, right?
That's good. All right. Motion by Commissioner Donahue, seconded by Commissioner Howe. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Enjoy. Good luck with your events.
Number 7 on our meeting agenda is we have stand permits. First, we have Nadia Del Lima, who does business as I Happy Event Decor at 66 Merrimack Street. She's applying for a seasonal sidewalk stand permit from April to October 2018. And then we have Jezebel Mancella, doing business as Galleria Cafe at 366 Merrimack Street. She's looking for a sidewalk stand permit during the Folk Festival, July 27th, 28th, and 29th. Also, John Walsh of Lowell Makes Inc., business at 47 Lee Street, but the display site would be at 175 Merrimack Street during the Lowell Folk Festival for July 27th, 28th, and 29th, 2018. And Minna Rezkala, is Minna here? Do you want me to read it?
I'd rather not.
Okay.
Sorry.
So we have the three applicants present.
State your names for the record, please.
Nadia Lima,
Hi, Nadia.
Isabel Mancilla,
Hi, Isabel.
John Walsh.
Hi, John. Has everyone had this, applied for this permit before? John, I think you've been up here, have you? No? Okay. Nadia, have you? Yes? Isabel?
No.
You have not, okay. Do you, both of you understand your responsibilities with this permit? Any questions for the board? No. Questions or comments from the board?
Just, I just asked
Commissioner Donahue.
briefly, Mr. Walsh, what does Lowell makes? Well, just briefly.
It's a community workshop that's membership-driven.
Okay.
We have the downstairs space on Lee Street, and then we go all the way out to Merrimack Street.
And you make,
Storefront.
people come in and
Yeah, we have
create arts?
125 members. We have a wood shop, we have a metal shop, we
Great.
have ceramics, lots
Okay.
of stuff.
Thank you.
We would love to have you all be members.
Not artistic.
Commissioner McCarthy will be signing up tomorrow morning. Motion by Commissioner Donahue, seconded by Commissioner McCarthy. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Good luck with your events. All set.
Thank you. Proceeding now, we have application by Revolution Motors, Inc. Patricia F. Kelly is the president for secondhand motor vehicles, used car dealer license, Class 2, for premises at 1582 Middlesex Street. This is an open lot, approximately 7,400 square feet, and a two-story commercial office building. To be surrendered for cancellation would be the secondhand motor vehicles, used car dealer license, Class 2, granted and issued to the corporation known as Platinum Cars, Inc., Joan F. Figueroa, president, 1582 Middlesex Street, license number 753-B for 2018.
Counselor, state your name for the record.
Attorney Brian Occasion. My office is at 1 Courthouse Lane in Chelmsford, Massachusetts. And with me today is Patricia Kelly and Bruno Sales. They're the principals of Revolution Motors, Inc. And today we're here seeking a secondhand motor vehicle license for 1582 Middlesex Street in Lowell. About 2 months ago, Platinum Cars, Inc. held the license at that location, just up and left. This license was hanging on the wall at the building. I'm not sure if it's the original or not, but this is what was in the frame in the building at the property. So that's what we're here to surrender tonight. Ms. Kelly has 11 years in the secondhand motor vehicle business, and Mr. Sales has 6 years. They both have experience. They understand the rules of the City of Lowell and the Registry of Motor Vehicles and what it entails to operate a secondhand motor vehicle dealership.
Where have they held licenses before?
They have not held licenses by their own. Ms. Kelly has not, but she has worked in the industry. Mr. Sales was a principal in Platinum until about 1.5 years ago.
Okay.
That's when he left. That's when the business fell off.
Okay. Questions, comments from the board?
If I might.
Commissioner Donahue.
It's the gray building?
Yes.
There's not much frontage. The cars are going to be around the back and the side?
Back on the side, when we, well, not me, but when Mr. Nyman, I believe, represented the owner of the building on a special permit, and there are spots that go on the side, around the back, and then I believe there are 2 customer spots up front, and that was approved by the planning board.
How many cars will be on the lot?
I believe the license is for 22.
Okay. Thank you.
Move approval.
Move approved by Commissioner McCarthy, seconded by Commissioner Donahue. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion
Good luck.
carries.
Thank
Good
you,
luck with
Mr.
your
Chairman.
event.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you,
Mr.
Counselor.
Nguyen.
When?
Monday morning.
Yeah, that would work.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
See ya. Have a nice
Good night.
weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor.
Okay. Proceeding now with number 9 on our meeting agenda, we have the application for a lodging house license for 2018-2019. Stephen E. Byrne of Lowell for 328 Wilder Street for the lodging house license application, and the current licensee is Donald Sheehan, holding a license number 12 LH 2019.
Are we just doing a transfer here, Ryan, or is this just a transfer?
It's
Or is,
It's actually an application for an original license, not a transfer. It would mean that Mr. Byrne would be applying for his own license. If the commission is so inclined, I have the application. I showed that to you.
no, I'm fine with that. I wasn't sure if this was a transfer or.
Typically, it's just an application for new.
Just a new, right? And the other person would surrender, would come off then.
Well, if you.
What happens to Mr.
What
Sheen?
happened, let me just give you a background. What happened is that about sometime in the month of May, I was advised by one of the inspectors for planning and development that Donald Sheehan had sold the property to Steve Byrne.
Yep.
Because I was still waiting for inspections to be completed for the renewal of Mr. Sheehan's license. And I was told that the sale had taken place. And so I received the inspections in order to be able to issue the license to Mr. Sheehan. I had his check for the license fee of $50. Mailed the license to Mr. Sheehan to his New Hampshire address. It was sometime soon thereafter, in my back and forth with Mr. Sheehan on a matter to do with the license fee, that Mr. Byrne apparently was advised by City of Lowell inspectors to apply for the license. His application was submitted. The inspections were in concurrent with the renewal application of Mr. Sheehan. You have copies of the inspections that took place in March and April this year, completed sometime in May. I have a copy with the application of the quick claim deed that was filed with the Registry of Deeds, that Mr. Byrne had purchased the property from Donald Sheehan and his wife Gloria Sheehan, I believe. So technically, you can just cancel out the existing license for Mr. Sheehan, presuming you were going to consider granting a new license.
Everything is good with the inspections?
Yes, it's current.
For Mr. Byrne?
It's a property that's been well-maintained
Yep.
for all the years that I've dealt with the license application.
Very good. My apologies. State your name for the record.
Stephen Byrne.
I think we got the rundown, Steve, so do you have any questions for us, or?
I do not.
All right, questions from the board for Mr. Byrne? Motion on the floor by Commissioner McCarthy, seconded by Commissioner Donahue. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Steve, good luck with,
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
take care.
Proceeding now with number 10 on our meeting agenda, we have a new request by What's Poppin' Entertainment. Mike Tecci and Nick Morano are present. This is for the 2018 Lowell Back to School Bar Crawl proposal by What's Poppin', and this event would be scheduled for Saturday, September 15th, from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m.
So Robert's actually on his way, he's just in a little traffic. Is there any way we could maybe push to the end and come back to it?
Are you Mike or Nick?
I'm Mike, this is Nick.
That's fine. Okay, so there's a proposal here. We still have to go through the whole application, set up a time for this, or? How'd the last event go, guys? Come on up to the lectern.
I don't think we had any problems.
Yeah, there was no issues last round.
I don't think Captain Webb reported
You
anything.
said you think, or you did not have
It went well, minus the fact that we had a couple discrepancies with the bars that weren't able to participate, so they ended up charging $10 cover.
Yeah.
So obviously a lot of patrons that participated in the bar crawl wanted to go to some of those bars as well, so kind of got a little bit of backlash from some attendees on that.
Okay, so In the paperwork that Mr. Nguyen has just given the board, oh,
Yep.
I'm sorry, does everybody have a copy? Okay, so Secretary Nguyen, help me out here. So who would not be able to participate in this pub crawl? LD Holdings?
Given the violations that the License Commission has rendered decisions on, suspensions, Dudley's would be excluded from the inclusion of any promotion for the bar crawl, as well as Bar 74 and Revolution at 74 Merrimack Street. So Bar 74, which is 7678 Merrimack Street, Revolution at 74 Merrimack Street, Dudley's at 19 Merrimack Street. The only two that would be, who are being of consideration by the What's Poppin' Entertainment would be Village Smokehouse and the Blue Shamrock.
Well, each time I let legal counsel go, I always seem to say, why did I do that? And my question is, with Dudley's, is that we've suspended them for 1 day, but we've held that day in abeyance, therefore there has not been a suspension served. So where's the gray line here? You're telling me they cannot participate. In their proposal, they have Dudley's here as one of the establishments that would be part of this. So my question would be to legal counsel would be, does that mean that Dudley's can or cannot? Cannot. All right, if you don't mind, I'll read it verbatim to the rest of the commissioners. Pub crawl license C, number 3. No establishment whose license has been suspended for 1 day or more for a violation of License Commission rules and regulations and/or Alcoholic Beverage Control Commission regulations within the previous year may participate in a pub crawl. I fully understand that. My question is, no suspension has been served. Suspension is being held in abeyance. And I would like to have an answer from our legal counsel on how to proceed with that.
I agree with you.
Absolutely.
Unless Commissioner Howe can come up with her legal,
Well, I don't, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt Commissioner Howe.
No.
But I would just suggest that the commission, in its discretion, wanted to waive that particular aspect of it because of the nature of this action of the board, which had been to hold in abeyance the 1-day suspension. And that the, let me see if where I might get my bearings here on this. And it just so happens the 6 months comes to an end, if you will, September 22nd. So it's 7 days before after the actual date of the event. So I think without involving legal counsel from the city, I would suggest to the board that if the board is so inclined in their discretion to amend that to allow the waiver of this.
I'm not about to set that precedent.
No.
I am absolutely not going to do that. I'd like an answer from legal counsel. I do respect what you're saying, Ryan, but it is still 6 months. And if legal counsel says that the abeyance is part of the suspension, then so be it. They can't be it. But I don't want to say let's give it to them when in fact I know it's only a week, but it's a week, and we're setting a precedent. And
Yes.
I don't want to do that. But I'd like to hear the comments from the other commissioners.
Absolutely. And the legal counsel should speak to us as to what the city means. I'm with you, it's an abeyance, therefore they're good to go. But I want to hear that.
I agree with you, Mr. Chairman, also.
Thank you. Commissioner Howe?
I'm sorry.
Commissioner Donahue, I
yes,
apologize.
I would like to hear from the city attorney because my opinion is a little different. I think that there was the conviction 1 day, and I think they have a problem. And I think the city council has spoke pretty clearly when they made this ordinance. I know we've tried to see if we could get the city to give us some leeway, but it appears there's been no way that the city council wished to, or the law department wished to step forward and give us that leeway, even with the 1 day. So I would like to hear from council before we go any further on this matter.
I respect that.
Thank you.
Commissioner Howe?
I agree with Commissioner Donahue. This provision is very restrictive, and we had asked the city council to give us discretion on that, because if we did have a discretionary clause in there, we would say yes to Dudley's. But, so I agree.
Secretary Wynn, could you put it on the agenda for next meeting, so we can discuss with the Assistant City Solicitor? And to be quite frank, I hope a motion comes out of that once again, the city council would look at this. And
Would you like this matter to be continued to the next meeting as well? In other words, not taking any action on the request for the bar crawl permit?
Can we vote without voting for Dudley's, vote for the
yeah,
other?
I mean, Captain LaFerriere, can you give us any background on how it went last? I mean, I know Captain Webb dealt with them, and gentlemen, this is Captain LaFerriere, which I'm sure you'll probably be dealing with. Captain Webb has been promoted to interim superintendent, so Captain LaFerriere has taken over his duties, but you want to chime in?
I'm pretty sure that the last time there were no issues that came out of this. The only thing that I'm a little worried about is the fact that it's only going to be 2 locations in that, and whether that's going to make it a little tougher to, because of the larger amount of people that are going to be in those 2 locations as well, as opposed to being spread out among 5 locations. But we can look at that.
I'm sure I speak for the commissioners that there will be discussion between you and these gentlemen when we get closer. Is 2 weeks from tonight good? I know you guys are coming. I'm sorry, Commissioner McCarthy.
I heard a lot of good things about your last pub crawl. The only negative thing I heard was the downtown area was left pretty messy. So I would ask you that you speak to the city about a detail to clean up after your pub crawl, because downtown was really a mess, and I witnessed it myself, and it would be worth your while to do that.
Yeah. Well, one thing, last pub crawl was 2 venues.
It was only 2?
Yeah, because we got a letter about a week prior to the event that Dudley's was not able to be a part of it, so.
And because of that, we're looking to limit our tickets to 1,000 tops.
Okay,
Which
great.
was tough, because we were trying to,
I kind of, in speaking, just piggybacking on Commissioner Howe, I'd be willing to vote on this, excluding the element of Dudley's at this point. Anybody have you have a second on that? Second by Commissioner Howe. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. So we'll deal with Dudley's issue next meeting on July 26th. All 3 of you don't have to be here, as long as one's representing, that's fine. You'll know yea and nay, so we can get an opinion from our Assistant City Solicitor, and if that, in fact, Dudley can participate or not, okay?
okay.
All right, guys?
And would you get in touch with Ryan? He could help you out setting up a detail for cleaning up afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
What department would that be through?
Sorry?
What department would that be through?
Public Works. Public Works.
Okay.
We'll speak with Ryan about it.
Okay, thank you.
Bet. Have a good night, guys.
I heard a lot of good things about it last time.
Proceeding now with the number of applications we have for action for the board to take at the next regular meeting. Application by the entity known as NAI Entertainment Holdings LLC, doing business as Showcase Cinema Lowell, Paula J. Keogh, Vice President, the all-alcoholic beverage restaurant licensee at 32 Reese Ave, for alteration of premises, main lobby arcade. The licensee plans to repurpose the south side of the main lobby for 18 additional games in the Redemption Center. For board's ratification, would be requested the publication of the legal notices for July 13th in the Lowell Sun newspaper, and a public hearing for July 26th at 6 p.m. in the City Council chamber.
Motion by Commissioner McCarthy, seconded by Commissioner Howe to set the public hearing for July 26. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next.
Application by Indian Restaurants LLC, doing business as Priya Indian Cuisine, Venkatesan Kararupiniya LLC, manager for the all alcoholic beverages restaurant licensee at 1270 Westford Street, unit number 10, for change of beneficial interest and for change of manager. For board ratification would be the publication of a legal notice for July 13th, 2018, Lowell Sun newspaper, for the public hearing to be held July 26, 2018, at 6 p.m. for the City Council chamber.
Can you say that name again, Ryan? Motion by Commissioner Krieger, seconded by Commissioner McCarthy, set a public hearing for July 26th. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Following which, we have an application by the Gallery Z LLC, doing business as Gallery Z, Patricia Donahue,
Well
LLC
done, well done.
manager, for a malt beverage and wine-only restaurant license for premises at 167 Market Street, the units C4 and C5. This for ratification, a publication of a legal notice for July 13, 2018, Lowell Sun. The public hearing for July 26, 6 p.m. in the City Council chamber.
Motion by Commissioner McCarthy, seconded by Commissioner Howard, to set a public hearing for July 26th. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Last on the agenda.
And last is the Executive Secretary report. Request by Manny Silva of the Portuguese American Civic League, dated July 10, 2018, to amend the date of the event for the members' picnic, which had been approved for a license July 7th. Manny had requested the date of July 28th from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. He's asking that that date be changed to August 12th from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., being the fact that the 28th of July would be the middle of the folk festival and traffic on Central Street becomes very congested. This is to do with the special one-day license for malt beverages and wine only and for a special events permit.
Motion by Commissioner Krieger, seconded by Commissioner McCarthy, to amend the special one-day license. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Motion adjourned by Commissioner Krieger, seconded by Commissioner Donahue. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Everyone have a great evening.